Today's conversation is going to be dark and dreary. I actually recommend you go find some Elvis Presley videos and listen to Elvis Presley and all the other fine musical singers out there that America was blessed with during the 50s and 60s. And the music in America peaked in the early 70s. That's when America supposedly peaked, is when our music peaked. And then from 1970, it was all downhill. In the 70s, there was no more silver coins. I mean, there was, believe it or not, there were still silver coins in the in circulation. In the 1970s, as a kid, I would get change, and there would be a silver dime or a quarter or a $50. They were still there. People in the 70s were not aware that America was going the way of Rome, and you could pick those. The smart people picked out all the silver coins, and they hoarded them, like Ted Binion, the Binion family in Las Vegas, all during the 70s. When the silver coins came through the cashier's cage at Binion's Horseshoe downtown, they took all the silver coins out, and he buried them in Pahrump. And that's a whole different story. But it's going to be dark and dreary. I mean, today is February 14th, Valentine's Day, and I should be happy. I gave a Las Vegas legend a dozen red roses, and I had a good fish dinner. But I'll tell you the truth, it is rainy and cloudy and miserable. So I am going to the dark side today, and it's okay to get in touch with your dark side once in a while, as long as you don't hurt anybody. That's the rule. Don't hurt anyone. Occasionally we hurt ourselves, and that is legal to hurt yourself, or so they say. Did you do your taxes yet? I hear the people that have done their taxes are screaming in shock. I mean, this is probably the only time I will laugh in the whole video because it's going to be dark, but that is funny to me. When Donald Trump says your taxes are going down, and then when you do your taxes, you scream in shock because they've gone up. And, well, the truth is, when Donald Trump says that your taxes are going down, what he really means is the government is broke, and they need more and more and more and more of your money. So the basic premise of today's conversation is everything is a goddamn lie. So go ahead, Bible thumpers, leave a comment. Don't use the Lord's name in vain. Do not cuss. I am unsubbing from you. I am no longer a subscriber to you because you are a dirty, filthy, cussing fool. Well, adios. Because, to be honest with you, everything is a lie. Everything you hear on YouTube, most of it's a lie unless you're listening to Elvis Presley and the beautiful music. In the music, you will hear the truth. In the comedy, some of the comedians are allowed to tell the truth in the comedy. But only the artists tell the truth because it's given to you as a metaphor. And as a metaphor, the masters allow that. So go listen to the music and you will learn the truth in the music. And your body will get in rhythm with the music. But the whole idea is to make money because we're supposed to be living in a capitalistic society. It's really a crony capitalism society. But you are still allowed to make some money today, even though the government wants a huge cut. I mean, do you even know all the taxes they have? The taxes on water, cell phones, gasoline, your paycheck. They want to tax the air, the water. They want to tax your soul. You are literally being taxed to death. Yes, we're going to the dark side. It's all a lie. You are a slave. You are a worker. You are supposed to clock in and give the government his share. Give him half. In truth, that's what I would like. I would like just half of the stolen loot back. Half of the money that they stole from the American people and took to Asia. I would like to just get half of that back, but I know I'll never see a dime. What they want me to do is clock in and give them my time, my precious time. You know what my most valuable asset is? And probably your most valuable asset. It is our time. We don't have much time on this earth. And when you take my time, you are taking my most valuable asset. So I implore you to give up YouTube. Don't listen to all those liars out there and go listen to Elvis until you have been filled with the musical joy of music from the 1960s and 50s and 70s. And once you've got your rhythm and your groove on and you got your mojo going, then you figure out a way to make money. Because I tell you, eventually I am going to have to give this up, the commentary. I'll have to give it up. Unless I can make you money, what good am I? Quite frankly, I am no good. I am nothing. I am nobody. You know me as Bravo the Mula. And yes, I am your wartime consigliere. But unless I can make you money, I am literally nothing. Have you gone out and have you found your motor home yet? Do you have your little hoard of silver? Are you prepared for when the shit hits the fan? Do you know how to make a garden? Are you beside a family or a friend? Because when the shit hits the fan, you're going to have to be by people you trust. You're going to need to be close to family, not in a big city. You're going to need to be in a small area. A small town atmosphere. You're going to be able to know how to make a garden. You're going to have to know where to hide your silver. You're going to have to be able to protect yourself. You're going to have to be prepared. They call them preppers now. Of course, back when my old man was born, he lived up in the mountains. It was just a way of life when you lived in the mountains. There was no authority there to help you. You did it on your own. Yes, I was taught how to build a garden. Yes, I was taught how to hunt and fish. It was all required back in the day to be a real man. You had to know how to protect yourself. You had to know how to go out there and find the food. If you killed the animal, you ate the animal. Huh. It's going to get dark. These kids today don't have the slightest inclination. They don't even have a clue about how to survive. It's going to get ugly. So in the future, if I cannot make you money, if I cannot save you money, I will have to give the commentary up. Somehow, some way, I will have to figure it out, or I'll give up. And then if you need to understand that there are people out there who are wasting your time. It's a honey trap. That's what today's conversation is about. A honey trap. And this honey trap is not about that beautiful blonde bimbo, that pretty girl. There's more than one honey trap. Again, they don't have to be pretty. This honey trap that they're coming into now today is about key words. A certain word. They're going to put a spell on you. It's called Kabbalah. You might, seriously, if you don't want to go down that rabbit hole today, go find the Kardashians. Get the hell out of my life. But if you want to know the truth, they are going to up the game. They're no longer going to play softball. They're playing hardball. And now they've even taken Alex Jones out. Alex Jones was pure softball, bush league. Alex Jones painted himself into a corner he could not get out of because Alex Jones painted himself into a Zion corner. You see? They've heard and they've listened and they've studied to every single thing we have said, and now they know what they need to tell you. See, they have to sell you something. Oh, this is going to be long, and I apologize. But if you have the stamina, you will learn We already know that everything's fake. You know that. But what I hope to be able to get across to you today, the message that I hope to get across to you today, that they are upping the game. They are magicians, and they are going to go to that deep and old magical Kabbalah book, and they are going to use one word, and that word will trap you. It's called a honey trap. Call it a Kabbalah trap. It's a magical spell, and it will work on probably 90% of you. You're probably wondering why I'm talking about Richie and Adam Green. Are they in on it? Well, I don't know. But all I know is if they're not in on it, that they're falling for the spell. The name of the spell is Zionism. You've heard me talk about it. A couple years ago, I used the word a lot, Zionism. YouTube told me point blank, you keep on using that word and you're gone. You see, they're training us. They're training us. Look, I'll show you something right here. You see, every day we're being brainwashed or marketed one way or another. Okay, so I do videos. If I talk about certain things, they pay me. If I talk about other things, they don't pay me. You go back a year or two ago, I talked about things that they actually took the video down. Back in Las Vegas, October 1, they took that down within 12 hours. Maybe actually it was like 6 or 7 hours they took it down. I've said things about our masters. They've taken videos down and given me a strike. They don't like to do that, but they have to ingrain it into my brain that you are the slave and they are the master. So if I talk about the DOJ, I get no pay. Okay? And I am not in the clique. It's very important to know that I am not in the clique. If you've got 500,000 subscribers, if you've got 1 million subscribers, you are in the clique. They know that you have learned what you can say and what you cannot say. Some people don't rock the boat. Okay? If you talk about Ruth Ginsburg, anyhow, the bottom line is they are training us. That's all part of the honey trap. So where does Richie come in and Adam Green? Where do these people all come in? Well, I'll get to that in part 2. Okay. What I think I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to take a break and let you listen to part 1. Part 1 was a video that I made earlier today on the Bravo Vamula channel, and it was kind of a video. In many ways, it was a honey trap video for all the Trump supporters. See, the Trump supporters, you got to tell them what they want to hear. And is that some sort of admission from me? Am I admitting that, sometimes I tell them what they want to hear? I guess we all do that in some way or shape or form. I don't like to do it, but if my opinion sometimes jives with the Trump supporters, so be it. Give them the bone, give them the bone once in a while. So even though this is going to be a dark conversation, why don't I trap the Trump supporters with this honey trap of a video where, yes, I truly believe that the deep state is evil and what the deep state is doing is just sickening. But how does Donald Trump fit into this theater? I mean, it gets really, really complicated. But go ahead and listen to part 1, and then at the end of part 1, we're going to go into part 2, and that's where we continue to get dark. That's where the truth comes out. Like I say, we're not going to hold anything back. We're going to talk about Richie from Boston, Adam Green. There'll be more of them. Alex Jones is gone, but how do they all tie into this theater of lies, this matrix? Well, let's take a break. Breaking news coming out today, something we already knew, but they finally admitted it. McCabe admits that he and the Department of Justice talked about removing Donald Trump. I mean, this is almost unbelievable. Something is definitely rotten in Denmark, or should I say, DC. The swamp is not smelling very good. And to think that it's still the wintertime, wonder how bad the swamp is going to be smelling this summer. I got to tell you, you can't unring this bell. You just can't put the genie back in the bottle. And one last stupid cliche expression that will never sink in, you just can't put Humpty Dumpty back together again after this fiasco. As big as this. I mean, how bad was Hillary Clinton for America? Simply put, Hillary Clinton was Satan in a pantsuit. I mean, I'm not sure America is ever going to recover from this snafu. And for anybody out there who doesn't know what snafu means, that's a term that we used to use in the Air Force. Situation normal, all fucked up. But this is beyond anything I've ever seen. In the 56 years that I've lived in this empire, I have never seen anything as disgraceful as this in my life. I mean, Trump, love him or hate him, he has opened up a can of worms that America won't be able to forget. The bottom line is the deep state has been exposed. They are scared, and if they had a brain, they would flee the country. Where they're going to flee to, I don't know. They're going to have to try to find a friendly country to flee to, and I think there's one country left for the moment. But I tell you, that's neither here nor there for Joe Sixpack or Mary Jane Homemaker who voted for Donald Trump. I mean, what's the use of voting if the deep state decides who comes and goes? So I tell you again, whether you love Trump or hate him, the deep state horseshit of removing presidents by hell or high water is probably the straw that broke the camel's back. I mean, like I said before, I'm not sure how the empire is ever going to recover from the arrogance of Obama and the Clinton crime family. This criminal organization was so ingrained in the matrix. The whole swamp was full of this cabal. Even the Bush family and Joe Biden bowed down to this criminal organization. Only the American people had the courage to stand up to the witch Hillary. Think about that. Only the American people and a small group in the military had the cojones and the moral fortitude to stand up to Satan in her pantsuit. Yes, and then mainstream media. They were so shocked that the American people voted for Donald Trump. Mainstream media was so shocked that the people saw through this facade and they voted for Donald Trump. And then the deep state and their arrogance says, oh, we don't care who the American people voted for. We decide who comes and goes. I tell you, this is extremely disturbing. You want to go back for a good laugh 2 years ago. Find my old video. The video is called Body Language of Mainstream Media Shills Shitting Their Pants. It was that night that Donald Trump was winning the election, and all those shills on mainstream media were literally shitting their pants, and I documented it. I saw their faces down to the floor. They literally were so stupid they never saw it coming. So yes, if you want to reminisce about a time when America stood up and the American people said no more witch. The American people said, we will not have Satan himself ruling the empire. And that's where we're at today. The deep state has been exposed. But in closing, am I optimistic? No, not to say the least. I mean, will any of these people ever flee the country? It is doubtful. arrogance and stupidity comes to mind. Will any of these people be punished for conspiring against the American people? Doubtful. Very, very doubtful. That's why I am not optimistic. So I will close out with this statement. I mean, the American people are not even allowed to protect their borders and keep their jobs. So really, I mean, if you cannot even keep a good job, you might as well just shut the hell up and go apply for food stamps, you ignorant bastards. So the Trump supporters, the Trumpettes, are happy that the deep state is being exposed. Good for them. Like I said, but I'm not too optimistic about anything. Welcome to the Dark Part 2. We're talking about the dark Kabbalah magic spell that's coming. That's the title of the video. Actually, it's already here. That's the title of the video again. The dark Kabbalah magic spell is here already. It's coming. They're playing hardball. I've said it before, didn't I? Is there a moral to today's story, this conversation? No, I'm not going to get to it. I'm going to drag it on forever. It's going to be the dark, dreary, rainy day from hell. I'm telling you. Seriously, go listen to Elvis Presley, for God's sake. Don't take this abuse. I'm not going to be able to teach you how to make any money in today's video. I doubt very much you're even going to learn anything. But shit, I mean, how about the people who are putting the magical spell upon us? Our masters, the elite, the 666 gang, the people with all the money. But the money's fake. That's why they have all the money, because it's fake, and they can push a button. Ain't that really nice? How clever is that? They push a button, they get all the fake money they want, and you and I have to work our asses off for it. Hey, it's a great deal. Great gig if you can get it. I think that's one of those songs out there. Find that song. Seriously, turn the video off and go find that song. What's the line? Great gig if you can get it, whatever. But these people aren't that smart. The 666 gang, they're not that clever. So how did they figure out how they're going to play hardball with this? They figured it out by artificial intelligence. They put everything in this damn supercomputer. And they figured out by the thumbs up and the thumbs down and the amount of comments. And they figured out this and they figured out that. And they know exactly what you want to hear. I know what you want to hear because it's coming from my gut. I tell you what I want to hear. And I am a true blue American. I was here when America was great. When there was opportunities. This thing with America was a great thing. Sure, it's a metaphor, but what it really means is when there was an opportunity for a young man to work and make money, and his wife could stay home and raise the kids, and they could have a real family. This was the opportunity of a lifetime. Call it great if you want to. There were some tough times. There was no welfare. There was no food stamps and SNAP cards. You worked your ass off, but the opportunity was there, and you could feed your children as long as you didn't get drunk every day, as long as you showed up at the factory, the coal mine, the steel mill, the machinist, blah, you can go on and on and on. But these people in charge, they're not that smart to figure out what you want to hear. I know what you want to hear because I know how it was and I know how it is now. And I speak from the heart, but they don't have that wisdom. They got it from artificial intelligence. So they go back through all the videos and they figure out there's one word that you want to hear over and over and over. And that word is Zionism. So they've just about given up. They have to give you something you want. They have to sell it to you, because if they can't sell it to you, game over. There'll be certain words that you're not going to be able to say. They're going to draw a line in the sand, and you can't go that far, but we'll let you go this far. And it's all a magical spell. I tell you, it's the dark Kabbalah. Spell from hell. They will trap you in this honey trap they will keep on using the word Zionism. They'll tell you, basically, they're going to do exactly what Alex Jones did. Remember when Alex Jones used to bring on Dr. Ron Paul? Dr. Ron Paul, one of the true blue Americans. Alex Jonestein used to bring Dr. Ron Paul on the show, and that's how Alex Jones trapped his followers. He would bring on the money man sometimes. What's his name? Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff would talk about silver and gold. Ron Paul would talk about the true blue America. And Alex Jones trapped him. He got him. It was a honey trap. But like I said, Alex Jones painted himself into a corner. And now he just looks ridiculous. And Alex Jones could no longer sell you the magic. So they just fire Alex Jones. They can throw you away like garbage. Yeah, what have you done for me lately? Can you sell the magic, Alex? If you can't sell the magic, step aside and yet let the young bloods in. Did I tell you that this conversation would be long and boring and dark? Did I tell you that? Because it is. But I think it must be said. You will come away with a feeling that all is lost. There is no hope. And this is true. Life is a terminal disease, and in the end, we all figure out it's no use. Am I telling you to give up on the YouTube commentary? Yes. They have algorithms already that bury anything that they don't want to hear. They're going to come up with an algorithm that spots conspiracy nuts. And they're going to do away with them conspiracy nuts pretty soon. Hell, I'm probably one of them. But there's going to be a few that they let survive. Those are the ones that have learned to play the game. What to say and what not to say. To be able to work the Kabbalah magic. And like I said, it's hardball now. This game, they stepped up their game. Got to realize with Alex Jones, they played it the old school way. Old school. No, you can't talk about nothing. Don't even touch that. Alex was constantly had to justify that he was a real American and he wasn't working for a foreign power. Alex was constantly justifying himself, and it worked for a while, but now it doesn't work. So they had to figure out, okay, we'll give him that word. I mean, you already know what that word is. I told you. The word that's going to trap you is the word Zionism. Am I here to tell you that it has no meaning? Of course it has meaning. But it's a word. And even the 666 gang, apparently, they allow me to say the word 666 gang. They feel like they're not threatened by that word. So they've actually, don't ask me how they figured this all out. Only thing I can tell is through think tanks and artificial intelligence, they figured out that, okay, we're going to draw a line. We're going to trap them with this word, but the whole idea is to keep control of the narrative. For example, you will be trained. You see this advertisement here. This is a telltale sign. Richie from Boston talking about the Kabbalah tree, which was not actually a Kabbalah tree, but it had an advertisement on there. I'm going to tell you right now, the telltale sign. If you're listening to a commentator and you're actually getting the deep dark truth that they don't want you to hear, there won't be no advertisement on there. But there's going to be a line there where they're going to let Adam Green build up his subscribers. And they're going to let Richie from Boston build up his subscribers. And he's going to be able to talk about Zionism. Because they've now decided that that's the honey trap, that they're going to allow that word. We can live with that. We're also going to find out all these people who hate us. They're going to make a list. When you listen to these commentators that are talking about Zionism and you leave the comment and say, yeah, cheerleading, they're going to put you on a list. You're going to be identified. That's what a honey trap is. You will be identified. And there'll be many commentators on YouTube will help identify you. Hell, maybe without even knowing it, maybe I have even fell for the trap. A year or two ago, when I was talking about the Donald Trump Zionist regime, maybe I didn't even realize it. But the people who were coming to listen to my commentary, they were put on a list probably. I know I'm on the list. It didn't bother me that I'm on the list. And it probably should not bother you that you're on a list either. But we have to be aware that we are on a list. We have to be aware of this. I mean, here's rule number 1 with these Kabbalah freaks. Always be in control of the narrative. Always be in control of the magic. Remember, they consider themselves magicians, spell makers, spellbinders. They conjure up the spells. Rule number 2, use the fake fiat money to buy the magic. Use the money to buy the magicians. That's where the advertisements come in. When Richie talks about the Kabbalah and Zionism and you see the advertisement on there, that means it's all good. It's all part of the spell. Rule number 3, throw away the garbage. Throw away the garbage. If you can no longer work the magic, then you are gone, Alex Jones, painting himself into a corner where he can no longer legitimately say the word Zionism. Alex Jones would not be legitimate. He's no longer legitimate. He's a fool. They just get rid of him. Poof, gone. You made your money, Alex. Thank you very much, but now you're garbage. The new crowd is there. It's all about the advertising dollar. If you see the advertisement on there, then you know that you're saying something that they allow. But make no mistake about it, we are all being trained, brainwashed like the seal. They're training us. You can either get the hammer or you get the carrot. Remember, you know that all those Hollywood movies and TV shows, the ideas were all stolen from a real creator. That's really no longer a secret. We now know that these people in Hollywood, at the cabal, they steal everything. They use their money, remember the fake fiat money, to buy the magic, buy the magician. And if they cannot buy you, they steal it from you. They steal the ideas and they conjure up these magical spells. They hire the talent and they fire the talent. Alex Jones was nothing but talent. So am I trying to tell you that Richie from Boston is not legitimate? No, that's not what I'm saying. It's possible that Richie from Boston has fallen for the spell. I mean, like I said, this magical spell that they're conjuring up now, this hardball where they're going to allow you to talk about the Kabbalah and Zionism and they're going to let you make advertising money on it, this spell is almost above my head. It's almost above my pay grade, but I can feel it in my gut. And like you, I am learning. How is this magical spell going to work? Are they just making it up as they go along? No. They want to keep control. And that's where my concern comes in. That's where I'm slightly worried. Are we going to be able to identify the spell, the magic, the disinformation? It may be harder for us to figure it out when they're using certain words, a trap. That's why I say in the future, you should ask yourself a question when you're listening to commentators on YouTube. You should ask a question. Is this man making me any money lately? If the commentator is not making you any money, if he's not saving you any money, if he's not really teaching you anything very important, then do away with it. Drop YouTube. Oh, there'll always be the Elvis videos, the Toys. Remember that musical group, the Toys, and the Lovers Concerto? I mean, there's always going to be the beautiful music from the 60s and 70s and 50s, the rockabilly. But when it comes down to it, the YouTube commentators, are we going to be able to identify the shills? And are the shills even going to know that they're shills? It's going to get complicated because I told you for 13 times, for the 66th time, they're upping their game. This is going to be a lot harder to figure out when they're able to use certain key words, magical spells, and they trap you. Let me get back to Richie from Boston for a moment. I mean, I think I've touched on it. Maybe I lost track. I mean, am I trying to say that he's a shill? Or no, I'm not trying to say that. I might be repeating myself. But does he even know that the spell is working on him? Does he even know what's happening? He may not know what's happening. I don't know. That's why this spell is going to be so complicated. Adam Green. I mean, I'm always suspicious of certain people. I mean, why are they promoted? Why are they allowed to say the word Zionist, Zionism? Why are they allowed to talk about it and get paid advertising dollars, but you and I are not? This is where it comes into it. Whether who gets paid and who doesn't get paid. Remember, we live in a capitalism. This is not communism yet. You've got to make money to survive. And there's YouTubers out there, not me, but there's YouTubers out there who depend on this money to survive. And if YouTube won't give them the money to survive, then they got to go out and get a hamburger flipper job. Like I say, we're being trained like animals, like seals, brainwashed. It's sickening. I won't talk about Richie anymore. I mean, does he know, or I mean, I don't know. I don't really care about Richie, and I don't really care about Adam Green. Maybe I'm just using them as examples. I don't even listen to Adam Green. I mean, Richie from Boston has done some good work on the chemtrails. My whole point is if YouTube is paying you advertising dollars and they're letting you say certain words, why are they doing it? And that is the trap that I see coming. And it might seem like I'm rambling on, I'm paranoid, and maybe I am, okay? People are thinking, I'm going off the deep end. Oh, you're too paranoid. Richie's a good guy. What are you talking about Richie for? You paranoid jerk, I'm unsubbing. People will call me a traitor and a shill, and I say, so be it. Don't be a subscriber anymore. Go listen to Elvis Presley. Go listen to the Beatles or whoever you want to listen. Just don't listen to that damn rap music, for God's sake. Rap, I mean, you know that rap music is tearing your brain apart. Who knows what the hell that magical spell is? We're going to go down another rabbit hole there. The magical spell of rap. These young kids are lost. I see these kids walking around in their smartphone up their ass and the rap music in their ears, and I mean, they're totally lost It has to be a magical spell. They don't look up and see the chemtrails in the sky. I mean, can you imagine? Chemtrails blasting us. Some sort of chemical experiment to neuter us and do what, who knows what the hell they're doing with the sodium chromate, the barium, the aluminum, the copper being sprayed on us in nanotechnology. And they've got rap music being pumped into their brain and the smartphones up their ass. And you're telling me everything's okay? Hell no. Everything is not okay. And there'll be a time when I cannot take it any longer. And like I said, I will not do any more videos if I cannot make you any money. I talked about the motor home. You said, what the hell's a motor home got to do with surviving? Because the taxes are going to rip your heart out. You got yourself a little piece of dirt, and you got yourself a shed, and you got yourself a little mobile home or this or that, and they raise the taxes up so high you cannot even pay the damn taxes. We're talking about bureaucrats, red tape, pensions from here to hell. Can you imagine who's going to pay these $120,000 pensions for the rest of their goddamn lives until they're 120 years old? Obama will literally croak at 125 years old, and he'll be getting $150,000 for his rest of his life. You times that by 66 million bloodsuckers, your taxes are going to go from here to eternity. That motor home could save your ass. They start raising the taxes in Illinois. You get in your motor home and you go over to Ohio. They're going to raise the taxes there. You go down to Kentucky. You take your motor home down to Tennessee. You just leave their asses. Leave Chicago in the dust. The motor home is going to be, and then you need to have silver when Russia and China decide to put the hammer down. The Persians will be laughing at us when our dollars won't buy a warm bucket of spit. The dollar's not going to be worth a warm bucket of spit. It won't buy a loaf of bread. The Persians will be laughing at us. The Indians will be making money. The Chinese will be making money. And you and I will be sitting around with our thumbs up our ass. And I tell you, it's going to get dark because that's where we're at, in a dark place. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm going to lose some subscribers. Some subscribers. They're going to say, oh, you got off the deep end there, Bravo. You done. You're a paranoid loser. You don't know how great Donald Trump is. I just did my taxes, and yes, I'll pay more taxes because America is great. I'll flip more hamburgers, and I'll pay more taxes, but Bravo, you're a loser. Okay? Go to hell. That's what I tell anybody. Go to hell. So what does that even mean? I mean, if I'm not telling you what you want to hear, then you get angry. See, that's where the magic begins. The honey trap I'm talking about, that's where it all begins. They have to sell you something. They have to tell you something you want to hear. Something you already know as true, but you need to hear it from somebody that has a little authority. So you've given up on me. Yeah, Bravo's rambling on like a nutcase. He's no longer an authority. So you give up on me and you go listen to Elvis Presley videos. Good for you. But all these other knuckleheads out there, they're going to get together and form a little club. Adam Green will go on Lift the Veils channel. And Richie from Boston will go on Adam Green's channel. And George Webb will go on his channel. And DeFango will go on that channel. And they're going to form a little club. And if you're not in the club, then you're a loner. You're a loser. You see, they have the air of authority. Yes, we are the cool kids. So you want to hear something, but you're not totally sure that you're correct. And that's common. That's natural to question your thoughts. You know, you feel it in your gut, you think it, but you need it to be reaffirmed to you. So you go to somebody that has authority. And if he thinks like you do, well, now you've confirmed it. And that's what you need. You need it confirmed by Richie from Boston. And as long as that advertisement is on there, as long as YouTube is putting the advertisement on there, well, it's all good. And I tell you, this could be a spell that we're not going to be able to catch. We need to be able to identify the magical Kabbalah spell, okay? And that's what I'm concerned about. But this is all natural. Like I said, it is smart to want to reaffirm your knowledge. Always double checking your beliefs. I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again. So will you. We've been wrong on certain things, so we're always double checking our beliefs. So we need to find somebody that we trust, somebody with authority. And if he confirms our suspicions and we know it's true, you verified that you are correct. This is all good and natural. And that's where the trap is set. You see, these people are not ignorant now that they got artificial intelligence helping them. They got think tanks. These people are making millions of dollars. They got think tanks, corporations. They spend 24/7 analyzing us. And they figured it out. Think about it. If they've demoted Alex Jones, and now they're getting more sophisticated, it will not be easy to spot the trap. And that's why I say, hey, it might be time to give it up. Give up all that YouTube commentary if you don't know who's real and who's fake. And it may be too difficult to figure it out. Go listen to Elvis Presley, the Rolling Stones, and the Beatles. Well, I don't know about the Rolling Stones, but they got a couple of good songs there. I mean, did you make a comment yet to say, bravo, you're a paranoid asshole? Did you make that comment yet? Well, go ahead. Makes my day. Makes my day. Make a comment. Bravo, did you get back on you need to get back on your medications, bro. Come on. You cray. Yeah, they used to call me cray. I used to like those comments. You cray, boy. Get back on your medications, you paranoid, Different versions, I tell you. New and improved. That's what Alex Jones is thinking. Oh, they're replacing me with the new and improved version. Maybe Alex Jones is even getting a little paranoid nowadays. I mean, hey, to be a little paranoid might be healthy. As they say, even the paranoid have enemies. We all have enemies, and they want us working on the clock. They want us to shut up, put our kids in schools to be brainwashed, pay 1,000 different taxes, forget about gold and silver, and embrace the Kabbalah fiat money magic. They want you to watch their media shills and believe that they and their chosen shills, they are the cool kids. They are the experts. They are the chosen people. You need to go to them to reaffirm your thoughts. But there's different versions of this matrix. I think I already said that. The new and improved Alex Jones, the new guy who's allowed to say the word Zionism. Remember in the movie The Matrix series, the architect was explaining how there were many versions of the Matrix. They would learn, and then they would try to improve on the Matrix. They had to make it more believable. That's where we're at today in a nutshell. When they're like I said, they're upping their game. They're playing hardball. They're going to let you say certain words. They're going to let certain people survive. Other people will be tagged as conspiracy nuts and let go. I mean, they've already had to purge. How many YouTubers were let go in the last 2 years? I mean, many people were dropped to the side, eliminated like garbage. But then there'll be certain ones that are chosen, people who don't rock the boat too much, who are allowed to survive. And if they learn what to say, They'll get paid more advertising dollars, and who knows, they might even fit in with the 666 gang, and they might be able to learn what to say, and it's all in the trap. Okay? But if this version of the Matrix, this is the last Hail Mary pass, I will say that. I feel this in my gut. This last magical trick that I've been rambling on now for about an hour, I feel it in my gut that it's their last chance for this version. If this version doesn't make it, of Richie from Boston and Adam Green and Lift the Veil and Defongo and George Webb, if these guys cannot convince you that the 666 gang is good and then they're a fair master, if they cannot convince you of that, then the house of cards is going to fall. And nobody really wants that because it's going to get ugly. Did I say this was their last Hail Mary pass? You better believe it. They need you to come back into the fold. They need you to believe in the magic. You've kind of learned the magical trick. See, once you've learned the magical trick, you can never watch a magician the same again. But they need to come up with new magical tricks, and they need you to come back into the fold. It won't be easy, as I've ran it on now for about an hour. It won't be easy at all. Putting this genie back into the bottle, in my opinion, is going to be impossible. But they're not giving up. One last try. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to tell you that Richie from Boston and Adam Green and Defongo, they're not the big boys. They're small potatoes. No. The big boys are going to be like The Rock, Dwayne. They're going to have rock stars and baseball players and football players, all those retired guys that were in the Matrix. They made millions of dollars in the Matrix. And the 666 gang is going to tell that football player, The Rock, the movie star, hey, we treated you good, didn't we? You got that mansion up on the hill. You got that $66 million in the bank. Now we want you to run for congressman. Yeah, we'll let you say this word. We'll let you say that and this, and you can tell the people, yeah, your masters made a mistake. We went too far, but you know what? The masters are sorry. We want you to come back into the fold. It's okay if you say the word Zionism. That boycott thing, you can forget about it because we're sorry what we did. We're sorry. Just let us stay in power. Just let us keep on pushing the buttons and creating those millions of dollars. Who knows? We might even give you digital money on in your computer. Maybe even give you a little ring like they did at the Olympics. And you can in the ring is a chip. And you can scan your ring at the counter, and you can buy all those designer jeans, and you'll have 1 million digits in your ring. They'll tell you how sorry they were. Yeah, we went too far, but forgive us. We'll give you that football player, that baseball player, The Rock as your senator. He'll tell you everything you want to hear. He'll be handsome. He might even be pretty, like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She'll have a beautiful smile. She'll tell you everything she wants to hear, but behind the scenes, she's wheeling and dealing with the 666 gang. How can they tax you some more? We hear that water is no longer free. You think that rainwater is from God? No, that water is from the 666 gang, and we're going to tax your ass on it. They're going to come up with ways of getting your money, and you ain't going to be able to escape because the digits are going to be on your computer. Where are you going to escape to? The Amazon jungle? You going to be able to take your digits with you? No, they got you. But what they don't want you to do is give up. You got to come back into the fold. For example, if everybody decided tomorrow that fake money that I'm working my ass off for, I don't believe in it. If everybody were to give up tomorrow and just not go to work, we have the power, don't we? We have the power to shut the system down. You just say, no, I don't want your fake dollars anymore. I'm not going to work. If everybody did that, then they would have to sell you something different. You'd have to believe in it. Have we crawled out of this damn rabbit hole yet? I almost see the light. Seriously, right up there, I see the light. I'm almost out of this damn hole. My elbows are all dirty. You see, it takes brainwashing to convince me to go out there and pick up the breadcrumbs and scrounge and scrape and make a living and pick up a few dollars. It requires brainwashing for me to fight so hard to get those dollar bills that they so easily get when they push a button. Jared Kushner goes to the bank and they give him, here's $40 million. Go buy yourself an apartment complex in Baltimore, boy. Rent it out to the unwashed masses. The peasants will pay you or you can sue them for their hamburger flipping paycheck. It takes brainwashing for that guy to go flip hamburgers and dig a ditch and be a waiter and a waitress and a cocktail waitress. It takes brainwashing for you to put 8 hours in to pick up your Federal Reserve notes that they get so easily by pushing a button. It's all fake brainwashing, and I'm almost free. I can almost see the light. The Kabbalah magic still working on me. I'm still picking up the peanuts. I'm working on the plantation. You and I are nothing but workers. We pick the peanuts, and the plantation owners take a cut. I think that cut is getting up there. 30, 40, 50% of our 8 hours of hard work. Dirt on our elbows, dirt under my fingernails, picking up the peanuts. And the plantation owners, they take the profit. How many of us workers are there? What? 100 million workers picking the peanuts. And they take a cut. They don't do anything. They sit up in their ivory towers. In behind their desk. They sip their wine. They have their hookers. While we do all the work, they take a 30% cut. You times it by 66 million. You do the math. The Kabbalah magic is still working. But as we crawl out of this rabbit hole and we're almost there, we almost see the light. And as soon as we pick our head out of the hole and we look around and all we see is darkness. The whole house of cards has fallen. Yeah, this is the worst case scenario when the spell is broken. It all comes collapsing down. The fiat trick no longer works and everybody is starving. Nobody has a garden. Nobody has silver and gold to buy the food. And this is exactly what Q wants. This is exactly what the military wants because then they are in total control. You will need their help. They will throw out the bread to you if you say the right things. If you don't rock the boat, if you're not on the list, you will get the bread, but the dollar will be dead. Do I wish the spell to be broken, knowing that when the spell is broken, millions of people will perish, starve to death? No, I don't wish this on anybody, but I didn't make up the silly rules. I was not there at Jekyll Island in 1913 when they dreamed up this Kabbalah magic. I was not there in the 60s when they decided to take the silver out of the money. I was not there when they decided to print the money up into the trillions. I was not there, but I know what's going to happen when the spell is broken, and so do they. So I've rambled on now for nearly an hour. It's dark and it's dreary, and I believe it's still raining outside. And it's okay if you call me an old paranoid fool. If you say I went off the deep end, it's all okay. It's okay if you unsub. I just ask you to do one thing. Go look up Elvis Presley and his song American Trilogy, or his song If I Can Dream, his 1970s song. Those songs were when America was at our peak. And we were blessed to have a man like Elvis. Oh, he had his problems. Elvis had his dark side like we all do. And it's okay to get in touch with them dark side once in a while. Elvis went too far on the dark side one day in 1977, but I don't believe he ever hurt anybody. So I leave you with that. Rule number one, just don't hurt anybody. But remember, the Kabbalah magic is there to trap you.